Okay, so we've just had ourselves a good storm. I'm doing an inspection on the inside of here. First of all, this guy, I'm gonna remove this headboard because that's gonna kill us on height. I'm about 110 inches from the top of that first headboard right here down to the deck. Okay, so I'm probably gonna have to go down with that a little bit. This guy here is 114 inches wide. That goes 6 and 4, so 6'4" in. And then we're gonna go 20 feet in this way and come around this way. Now, this is a pissant little measuring tape. Oh, let's see here. So it hasn't really put enough tension on it. Maybe that stuff isn't worth the fuck for pulling on. We'll just pull on that. How about that? These are all rough estimates. Okay, 12. So go 20 feet back there. The machine is 110 by 97 by 107. So it's 110 wide, 97 long, or 97 and 107 tall. Now in here, up to the rafters, I've got 120 inches. So that would give me enough room if I can get through the door. That'll be the trick. And I think what we'll do is we'll go down and then excavate a little bit. Now, another point that I wanted to show is we've got dark spots. The ground, you can see there's a parting line here where it's wet. So that's something that's gonna need to be addressed with mitigating the ingress of water through the ground. But this is the general area where I want to put this pad. Probably come all the way here, up to there, and then down to here. It's a 16 by 20. But just look at it. You can tell it's a piece of shit Dodge by the way it is. Ooh, made it here in one piece. Imagine that. Time to get to work. Hopefully that fucker's not too tall. All right, so we did our first little Scotia work with the tractor. Right there. Doesn't look like much, because it isn't. Just kind of skiffed right off the top. But I think I know how I'm gonna approach this problem. Yeah. Where we've got probably took it down about, I don't know, 8 inches. Maybe 10 or 12, but this is just dirt underneath here. Looks like it's got some gravel in it, but I think what we'll do, because this header here is kind of in the way and it doesn't look like it's actually doing anything structural, because we'll hit this light here. You can see that there's that main beam up there. That's actually what bears the weight of the door. And then this thing, I think the guy put here because he had a drop ceiling, which is where that bar is going. So if I can, what I'll probably do is I'll probably pull that guy out. If I'm feeling like a fucking lazy bastard, I could just cut it out, which I might. So, because with that, we'll have no problem getting into the front door. So we'll see, or maybe he put that there because the wood that's holding up this part is fucked. I don't know. But nonetheless, did our first couple buckets. All right. So this is what we've got for excavation. It doesn't really communicate itself very well, but we've dug out a fair portion of this spot here. You can see the tractor. I'm trying to give good perspective here. There we go. So you can kind of see this side over here. We've got to dig out more in here and probably drag the blade a little more there. Level it out. Where the tractor is pretty deep. I think it's deep enough. It's just now about getting it level. So you can see in here, probably need to drag it a little more. I'm hungry and I'm cold, so I'm gonna go do that. Okay, so this is a update of where we're at. Didn't get a whole bunch of work in today, but nonetheless, it was something that was necessary. I decided I was gonna drop the level down in here to, essentially it's gonna be 128 inches off the deck, which will translate to a 10-foot ceiling when we're done. So 4 inches of sand, 4 inches of concrete should be good to hook. But yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. So that's the general plan. We're still gonna have to clean up along these edges here and clean out around there and then excavate that. This is about 3 inches higher here. It's kind of a high spot, but it's hard to see. But yeah, so this kind of raises up. We're gonna pour the forms basically on the back side of the pillars there and then around here. So we should be about there. So I've got to get the height figured out of the sand underneath the rebar, because in some of these spots it's a little tall, or the rebar's a little low, and then I need to scribe a line on the forms so that that's all squared away. But rebar is all tied in. I think I'm gonna schedule the pour for Friday, and hopefully weather permits that could happen. I'm also gonna extend the slab out a little bit as well, so we'll have a little bit to do there. But you know, for the most part, it's pretty much where it's gonna be. All the sand that I pull out from underneath here, I'm gonna pile around the outside of the forms. I think that'll buff. But that's what I was able to get done today, despite everything. So it doesn't look too bad. Okay, so this out here is just gonna be a little driveway. I've got a bunch of spare rebar that I'll use for this. And then we get into here, this is everything pretty much the way it's gonna be. I'll probably put some more stakes behind the forms just because I had to jostle everything around. The spacing of the chairs I determined by seeing how much flex there was in the rebar, and where it's real flexy, I put more chairs and then kind of got it level. And then I've looked at it and it's pretty goddamn level. So I think this will be good enough. I feel good about it. Of course, I've never done this before, so what the fuck do I know? But biggest thing today was going through and making sure that we had enough space underneath the bars, which we're still probably a little shy in some spots, but biggest thing is just having it mostly up off the ground 2 inches to protect it from moisture. So there's got a little bit of a slope in the rebar, kind of whatever. And then I'll probably use these to form in the rest that's gonna go over there. So otherwise though, I think it looks pretty solid. Well, the intervals aren't exactly 12 inches. It tends to trend a little smaller. So we're closer to like 11 or 10, but that's okay. I had enough rebar to do the job, or at least at a 12-inch interval. So it should be good. But then the rest of this, I'll do a retaining wall out of cinder block back here. Why, yes, in fact, I am TIG welding rebar together. Okay, so I think we're pretty much good to go. Got everything all leveled out. Got my little trees set out. Oh, look, bullfrog's calling. Stand by. All right, truck's here. Driver's cool. John's gonna ground guide him. Hopefully he can make it happen. Well, that's what she's gonna be. Got a little more to level out. And then that'll have to fucking do. May not look like much, but I'm proud of it. It's a little dim in here. Big old fucking pad. You might be cool, but does your truck fit in your shop? I don't know. So, to give you a reference, this is about, I don't know, 6 inches here, but I've gone and I've put all that down there. I haven't screwed anything down because I've got to situate my caulk deal, and I will probably dig this out if I don't slap some railroad ties in here. But I think I'll probably dig this out to be a little chingadee, but the ground's frozen, so we'll see. But over here, though it's difficult, you can see where it's come up along. This is the situation with the piers as they were. This is really the only water that goes on here. I need to put a drain on that. But if we sneak around this truck that I'm working on, everything's trying to catch me. Okay, so you go underneath it. You can see that's the roofing material or the siding that I put up, and it's covering up that part. So as long as I can figure out a way to retain this dirt here, I think we'll be good. All right, so here's a status update. So if we remember before, this all was up at a higher level, and I've gone and laid sheet metal down here. Gotta clean all this shit up. And then dug out along here to give it a nice grade. Looks like there's been a company of tanks out here taking everything up. Back here, I'm probably gonna have to do a retaining wall of some form. I haven't quite figured that out yet. But this is about 20 inches tall, plus or minus. So basically needed to have a slope that went into here. I'm gonna put more siding there. You can see where I kissed it with a tractor. That's not good. That's not good. And that's not good. But we'll get her sorted. Gonna probably have to be tonight because it's gonna rain a lot tomorrow, supposedly. So we'll see how all this goes. But we got all this excavated out here. So yeah. All right, so here's the status update. I'm working on spreading all this out. This is recycled asphalt. I've got 45 tons of it. I've already laid a fair amount out, but I'm trying to run it all the way over here. So I'm gonna use the old tractor here to get it moved around. And then it'll provide us a way to move the machine into the shop. Okay, so here's what we got. Not really appreciable right now. I've gone and nailed these down. I'm gonna nail another guy down there, and then we'll get this guy framed out and then drywall it. But the ceiling is gonna be my drywall main target for the night, is get all the drywall laid up here, which I might have to do some stringers or at least run my kind of my frame up there. But that's the tentative plan right now. But hopefully we can get this guy at least partially done tonight. Okay, so we got that side framed in. I'm doing the insulation, and then we're gonna start laying drywall. We'll probably start with drywall on the ceiling. All right, so here's a progress update on how far we got today. So I got all of this, I'll take it back to full size. So I've got all of this framed in over here, insulated. It's ready for drywall. Got those boxes relocated. The only thing I need to do is replace that box. and then insulate that, but that'll be fine. I can insulate up top there. I did have the wherewithal to put some plywood up here so I can maneuver around up top. But yeah, we got all damn near 8 sheets of plywood, 4x10 sheets up on the ceiling. And it's about 4 in the morning, but I'm feeling good about it. It's starting to look different. So big pile of lumber, got a bunch of bullshit back there, but yeah, we're coming together. Here we go. There go Z, X, Y. All right. So we're gonna go Z. Go. She works. So here's the machine and all of her radiant beauty. I'm gonna get her loaded onto the truck. Just a little baby thing. Yay for coolant tanks. All right, getting her staged, ready to be loaded. There we go. Getting ready to rig her up. All right, here we go. All loaded up. Got some extra stuff too. But yeah, that's the fucking rig right there. All right, got the floor swept and everything cleaned up in here, ready to move the machine in. Did a little bit of organization in here. Got all of our spoils of war, all the cool fixturing and knickknacks and whoozy whatsits. All sorts of good shit. So there you go. All right, so John took care of us. He framed in these walls here, and then he dried in, what's that wall there? I'm gonna finish that out. We're leaving this wall out for the moment until we get the mill moved in. And then once we get it moved in, we'll frame it in, just so that we can have the ability to pull that way if we need to. But yeah, it's starting to come together. Kind of weird to see it. So we'll do all the wiring and stuff, and we'll finish insulating it. It'll probably dry the outside too, but right now it's going to be an enclosed space. Riggers behind me, getting ready to unload the machine from the trailer. Old Dieter came through. Getting her brought in. Plenty of room. Not too big. All right, here she is. In position. All of her radiant beauty. She's got it all wiped down. Cleaned up. Probably the cleanest this machine will ever be. But yeah, we just got to get power to it and diagnose problems. But that's the whole shooting match right there. Just cracked her open. That is a brand baby spanking new motor to me. All right, as you can see, lights on, wired up, motor's spinning, power is on. It's noisy because it's got a fan on it, that's fine. Woo-hoo-hoo. Fucking mill, lights on. It's got a low error alarm, but I'll be goddamned. We're almost in fucking business, ladies and gentlemen. It's fucking on. All right, so we're gonna go through the startup procedure here. First thing we'll do, flip the breaker on, hit the start button. Oh, it doesn't want to start. There we go.